Today we're going to talk about tzitzit. What are tzitzit? They're the fringes or the tassels, right? Now, according to traditions, you're supposed to do it a certain way, and there's a certain amount of strings you're supposed to have, and you're not allowed to use the blue one. But the Bible says that you're just to make them on the ends of the four corners, the four ends of your garment. So if your garment has four ends, you get to wear tzitzit. Yay! But does that mean you have to wear tzitzit? I think it does. Yeah. Now some people, our shirts don't usually have four corners, and our pants don't really have corners, but some people, out of the spirit of the concept, go ahead and put them on their belt loops. And some kids even make bracelets out of it, because it's really a reminder thing. Anyway, in Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 12, it actually tells you, or describes, what a tzitzit is. And in Numbers 15, verse 38, verse 38, it tells you more details on what a tzitzit looks like. And in Matthew 23, verse 5, you get where Yeshua, which some people call Jesus, rebukes the Pharisees about how they make their tzitzit. Now, why is all this important? Because today I'm going to show you how to make some. Now, according to Jewish traditions, which, seriously, we break tradition all the time, so why worry about it, right? Why worry about tradition? Yeah, but we're going to play around with some. I'm going to be showing you guys how to make tzitzit. Now, I am using a rather large thread because I want you guys to see how I'm doing it. That's the only reason. And you notice that according to you notice that there are multiple strings here. You really don't need that many strings, but there are some Jewish traditions that say you must have a certain amount of strings, otherwise it's not even valid. I'm using 3 white strings overlapped to make 6 white strings dangling down. I'm using a blue string overlapped, and it's twice the length of the white strings. Now this is just to make it look nice. Honestly, all you have to really do is make a couple knots and you're good. It's just tradition other than that. But there's more meaning when you add more things to it. Like, you add your knot, which, according to some traditions, some people say that stands for, your first knot stands for the first commandment, right? Yeah, that's nice. Or something like that. And then you wrap it around. Now, there's many different ways to wrap it. I prefer to do kind of an underslip so that it has a fastening effect. And it's fun to play around with because you get to make a spiral. Now, the Bible says that we are to make them on the 4 ends or corners of our garment. Now, if you have 4 ends to your garment, I suggest you try putting tzitzit on it. But that's just me. Of course, what does the book say? Go check. Now, we could cut it off at 2. We could tie another knot, cut it off at 2, and call it a day. But, you know, some people say that there's meaning in numbers. I think it's fun to play around with. What do you say? Should we do a 10, 5, 6, 5, which is Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey? The Hebrew letters for that are the numbers that turn into letters. We could do glory, or kavod, which I think that's 20. Oh boy, I really do need to practice my Hebrew. But anyway, that's gematria. You don't really need to know all that. Some people believe in the Trinity, so they would probably put 3 as their first number, which honestly I'm debating that one in my own mind. Sometimes it's good to have a debate with yourself. Now, we could put, okay, we got 4 on there. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Oh, yeah, there, that would be 3. Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. There you go. Let's put 5. 5 for mercy, kindness, grace, whatever you want to call it. Just for show, we're doing this anyway. Just to show you guys how to do it. Educational purposes. Okay. So, there's many different ways. You could do this right on your pants, or right on your shirt. Okay. And here's another method. Instead of doing that slips thing, you can just spin it around. You don't have to get too fancy. Now, different traditions of Judaism have certain patterns. Like the Ashkenazi, they tend to like to do the spin around, and they do a special pattern of numbers. The Sephardic, they also have their special pattern of numbers, and they like to do that slip motion too, that slip one too. I guess it's kind of cool how they kind of break themselves up. Interesting, isn't it? But let's just say we did enough for the spin rounds. Now, what is the purpose of a tzitzit? If you go to the Deuteronomy one, I think, it actually tells you, like, in the next verse. But when you look upon it, you're to remember the commandments, all 613. At least that's how many they say there are. I haven't counted them. Hey, why don't we do a count? I'd have to start over. I'm sure there's a commandment in Genesis. They don't count that one, do they? Okay. What other methods are there to go around? There's spinning around, there's slip arounds. Ooh. I'm sure there's at least one more. You know, you could even braid through this stuff and it'd still qualify. You know, it would still qualify as fulfilling the commandment, because really it doesn't. Really, just making the first knot and hanging it on your belt is close enough to count as doing it. So you can do Torah. It's not that hard. At least certain parts of it are. Imagine having to set up the tabernacle. Yeah, I'm sure that was a lot of work. Alright, you have a blessed one, and we'll see you later.